Hey there, I'm Jackie Ferris. This week on the 302, we are at Kalmar Nickel, just one of the many cool places to see and check out in Delaware. So this whole show is going to be dedicated to that idea. We're going to sit down with Jen Bowes of the Greater Wilmington Convention and Visitors Bureau to find out exactly what we need to check off on our to-do list. Grab your pen and paper. Your hand is probably going to get tired from writing all this great stuff down. The 302 is headed your way. Hey there, so the whole purpose of the 302 is to tell you about all of the cool and awesome things there are to do and see in Delaware. And let me tell you, this show is going to be the example of that. We're joined now by Jen Bowes. She's with the Greater Wilmington Convention and Visitors Bureau to talk a little bit about what to do in 2025. Jen, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me on.
So much to do. Now, we are at one of the places that is just really amazing to visit, especially if you have kids or an interest in sailing.
Right, so this is the Copeland Maritime Center. It's a museum and it's also the home port of the Kalmar Nickel, which is the tall ship that brought Swedes here in 1630s.
So you can come and you can learn about the history and get on a ship, right?
When it's here, yeah. So you have until July 13th this summer to sail on the ship, and then the ship will be back at the end of August and will be here till the end of October. And I suggest signing up quickly because the tickets go really fast.
So, if you love Kalmar Nickel and you love coming here, there's also a lot of things on the riverfront to enjoy as well.
Right, and the riverfront's only a few minutes away.
Yeah.
Summer's a great time on the riverfront. We have a new bike rental company that was new last year called Finn. So you can rent a bike there. We have a visitor center down at the riverfront too, where you can borrow a helmet.
Okay.
And then you can bike the riverfront, and if you want to, you can bike all the way to historic Newcastle and back. It's about a little over 7 miles one way.
And if you don't feel like hopping on a bike, you also have activities like mini golf, is that right?
Yeah, there's a great little mini golf course very close to our visitor center. They also have a cute little ice cream shack, and you can rent those. I don't know what they're called. They're the bikes with the 4 wheels, and they have a like a canopy on the top.
Oh, I don't know.
Surrey, are they called Surreys or something like that?
They're called, I'm hearing from the crew that they're called Surreys.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. So you can rent those there at the mini golf.
And when you're done, there's a lot of things that, for a lot of adult entertainment, as it were, to enjoy a libation down there, right?
Yes, Docklands is a great place to grab a drink and see live music at night. There are probably 12 restaurants down there. Many of them have outdoor areas where you can look onto the water because they're on the water. So it's a really great time to spend on the evening or in the afternoon.
It really is a nice place to sit and just watch the sun go down,
And we also, I don't know if you've ever been to Constitution Yards.
No,
our beer
I haven't.
garden. So our beer garden is moving to a new location right behind where it was. It's going to be a lot bigger, and they're going to have a sky deck, so you can go up on the sky deck, enjoy a drink, and look at the Christina River.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's a great place to watch the game too because they've got really big screen TVs throughout.
So we talked about baseball. So tell us, for folks, maybe Pennsylvania, New Jersey, they don't know about the Blue Rocks.
So the Blue Rocks play down at the riverfront. Their mascot, Mr. Celery, is super popular.
Mr. Celery?
Yes, Mr. Celery. They also have Rocky Bullwinkle, but I think Mr. Celery is the one that's the big hit.
Yeah.
So it's a great place to take the kids because the tickets aren't expensive, and they do lots of fun promos throughout the summer geared toward children and families. So it's a great place to spend an afternoon.
So you mentioned before we started taping a drone show?
Oh yeah, there's a drone show coming up on June 25th. It's 170 drones down here at the riverfront, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
So exactly how do you, I'm just curious. I've never seen one in person, but I've heard a lot of people say that it's amazing. Like they had King Kong climbing up the Empire State Building with drones.
Yeah, so when President Biden claimed victory. I lived down here on the riverfront, and they had a huge drone show, and it was amazing.
Really?
Yeah. So that's actually the only drone show I've ever seen, but it was pretty cool.
Well, you got to check this one out. That's coming up. So if you want to be more outdoorsy and really like get active, there are a lot of parks in this area, right?
Lots of parks. We have lots of state parks. One of my favorite parks to take a hike, maybe one of the lesser known ones, is White Clay Creek State Park. And the creek runs through. It's a really wonderful place to hike.
So you can kind of stop and, splash a little water on yourself.
Yeah, maybe see some birds.
Absolutely.
You can swim there. Now, I've never swam.
Oh, you can?
I've never swam myself, but the other place I do know a lot of people like is Brandywine Creek State Park, which is very close to the Pennsylvania line. There's a great swimming hole very close to the Smith Bridge, which is the covered bridge that, goes over the creek. So that's a great place to spend.
You got to remember, though, if you're going to go, to bring some of those aqua shoes.
Oh yeah.
So you have some grip on the rocks, or you don't cut your feet, or
right, and maybe an inner tube, because you can float in your inner tube.
One that inflates itself.
Exactly. You don't want to have to blow it up yourself.
So when we're done with our hiking and our drone show, maybe a treat, maybe some ice cream or restaurants. Talk to me about this summer. What's really big on the scene.
So Woodside Creamery is an ice cream spot that I love, and it's very popular in the summer. What's cool about it is it's on a farm, and the cows that make the milk that go into the ice cream are right there on the farm. And one of my favorite flavors is called motor oil.
Motor oil, what's in it?
So I don't know all of what's in it, but it's vanilla, and then it has there's two ingredients that when they're mixed together, they're green. I think caramel is one of them. Yeah, I think it has a little chocolate in there too. It's my favorite one.
Motor oil. We're going to have to check this out for sure. We just got done, before we came to shoot this show, we just got done doing a show with Del Shakes, and they have a lot going on this summer as well, right?
Yes. So actually last year was my first time going to a Del Shakes performance, and I loved it. You just bring a lawn chair, a little picnic, some wine, and you watch the show. So what they do is they do a different Shakespeare production every year, and it's kind of their spin on it.
Yeah.
So this year it's 12th Night, and it's going to be a bilingual performance.
I tell you what, I've heard all about it. I don't want to be a spoiler. You're going to see this in a couple of weeks, this show on Del Shakes, but it's well worth it. So I think you're right, absolutely. So that was not all of the stuff, but a lot of the things that you can do in Delaware during the summer. But when we come back, we're going to talk about things you can do in the fall. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Sam Griffin. I work at Rockwood Museum and Park as an education staff, and I love the history on the 302.
Welcome back. We're checking out all the cool and wonderful things that you can do in Delaware. We talked last segment about what to do during the summer. Now we're going to focus on fall. We've got Jen Bose here with the Greater Wilmington Convention and Visitors Bureau to fill us in on everything. And one of my favorite shows we ever did was at Ramsey's Farm. Tell us about Ramsey's Farm.
So Ramsey's Farm is a family-owned farm. It's not very far from Brandywine Creek State Park. And over the last several years, they've really expanded their fall programming. They have got a corn maze there. I went a couple years ago, and I must admit that I got lost in the daytime. It's a lot of fun. It's a pretty extensive corn maze. They have an animal petting zoo in the fall also. They have amazing apple cider donuts.
They do.
And they have bonfire nights, which are a lot of fun.
So tell us about bonfire nights, because I'm not familiar with that.
So they just have a big bonfire, and you go and you enjoy food and drink and enjoy time with your family. It's kind of a fall tradition.
It really is cool when you go there, because you can get right up to those goats and you can pet them and you can feed them. They'll give you like little treats that you can buy and things like that.
And you can do yoga with them. Not all the time, but check their schedule.
Have you done this?
I have not. I want to. I'm trying to picture how that works in my head. I love goats, so I'm sure it'll be awesome. I love yoga.
I've seen photos where the little baby goats will actually climb on top of you and get on your back as you're doing downward dog.
Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah, they have a lot of really great things out there. They have pumpkins. They have
pumpkin
plants.
picking.
I mean, it's an amazing place to visit, and you really get a grasp of nature, you know. And it kind of leads into our next kind of topic about bird watching. This place, you know, is amazing, the bird species that are out here.
Yes. So I spent a lot of time in Maine. We lived in the woods, and I will tell you that I see more species of birds here than I ever did there.
Yeah.
One of the places I like to go to in the fall is Ashland Nature Center, and they have a special hawk watch program when they're migrating south for the winter, where you can spot them. They have a guide. Another good place to do that is Brandywine Creek State Park. And then there's Bombay Hook, which is on the very southern end of Newcastle County. That's one of my favorite places to bird watch. There are species there that you would never even think would be in the state, like the big sandhill crane with like the reddish pink stripe on their head.
Now, do these places have education programs where they can like tell people what they're seeing? Because I know a lot of people would really get into it if they knew a little bit more what to look for.
Yes, they all do. I would suggest to plan ahead and see when one is running. You might have to make a reservation, but they do have guided tours.
Speaking of tours, I know that this place is also great for walking tours, especially out in the wilds.
Oh yeah, Historic Newcastle has a great walking tour. So you can go to the visitor center and get a guide, or they have a downloadable walking tour, audio tour that's free, and you can get it on the Newcastle Historical Society's website. For those that aren't familiar with Historic Newcastle, it's a bit like Williamsburg, but it's a little more residential, a little more authentic. And they've got some great restaurants there too to check out in addition to the historical attractions.
You can spend a whole weekend exploring because there's the old courthouse and they do tours, right? Tell us a little bit about the courthouse.
So the courthouse is where Delaware seceded from Britain, but also Pennsylvania. And they did this in 1776, 2 full weeks before the colony separated from Britain. So before the Declaration of Independence.
And depending on the time of year, we're at Kalmar Nickel, but the ship is actually down there.
Yes, yes, that's a great place to go and either tour the ship or go out on a sail.
And when you're done, our favorite to get the shepherd's pie is Jessup's Tavern. You guys have got to go to Jessup's Tavern. I mean, tell them about the magic of Jessup's Tavern.
So the shepherd's pie is as big as your head. It's very good. And they have a great selection of beers too. In fact, they have a whole book of beers. Belgian, German, American. So if you're a beer lover, that's the place for you to go to. And it's colonial style decor. So
they bring it out in the what are the crocks or what are they called? The metal things?
Gosh, I don't know.
Okay, crew, what do they call them? Tankard. They bring them out in the tankard.
Yes, so it's very authentic.
Breaking the fourth wall. So we're talking about Jessup's, but there's also a lot of brew pubs, right, in that area?
Yes, in Newcastle County, yes. So the Delaware Tourism Office has a beer trail that goes through the whole state. 2 of my favorite are here in Newcastle County. One is Wilmington Brew Works, and if you don't like beer, they have really awesome ciders too. They have a limited menu of food, but next door is a great pizza place called Pizzeria Metro, and a lot of people pick up their pizza, bring it over to Wilmington Brew Works, and kind of combine the two. And then the other one I really like, which is very close to my own home, is in Yorkland. It's called Dew Point, and that's in an old snuff mill. So yeah, they have a really cute, intimate indoor space, and then if the weather's nice in the fall, they have a really expansive yard so if you have kids, you can bring your kids. I bring my dog. And they have live entertainment as well on occasion on the weekends, and food trucks.
So there's also a beer festival in the fall, is that right?
Yes, that's correct. That's in Historic Odessa. That's almost like a smaller scale version of Historic Newcastle. And you can't go wrong. It's beer, bands, and food. And
you can't go wrong with Historic Odessa because you have the Corbett Sharp House.
Right.
And you have a gallery across the street. There is Cantwell's Tavern to eat, which is also a great place.
And there's a cute, the name is escaping me, but you can't miss it. There's a really cute coffee shop that opened there about a year ago that's absolutely wonderful too.
Well, they'll have to go and check it out. And just to give you a little preview, we're actually doing a show on some historic teapots that you can check out. So all kinds of things that are awesome happening in Historic Odessa. Now we talked about summer, we talked about fall, but there are things to do all year round, and we're going to talk about those when we return.
My name is Bob, and I work here as a staff guide at Hagley Museum, and we thoroughly enjoy sharing the museum, the property, the grounds, and the family life that occurred here with folks on the 302.
Welcome back. We're talking about all the great things there are to do in Delaware. We covered the summer, we covered the fall, and now we're just going to cover all year round. We're joined by Jen Bowes again with the Greater Wilmington Convention and Visitors Bureau. Now, one of the things that we can do year round is going to a new place called Make and Mellow. We did a show with them.
Yes, that's a really cool place. So it's right in downtown Wilmington, and you can go there and make candles, custom made to whatever you enjoy in terms of scent.
And it's really cool because you go in and she takes you through, write down several things and several smells, and she'll help you kind of hone, what it is you want in a candle.
Yeah, so one of the girls in our office just made a candle last week, and one of the scents in it was Sexy Man. I was like, is this what a sexy man smells like? I guess.
Okay.
It smelled good.
I can't remember what the title of the candle that we made, but she was so delightful. And you can take groups there. I think it's pretty good if you're going to do like a bridal shower, mm-hmm. Exactly, because you can sit there, you can have a little bit of wine, you can make a candle, you can kind of you have a space where you can be creative and just enjoy yourself with your girlfriends. So several places that are beautiful are the DuPont Estates, and there's a whole handful of them.
Yes, there are 4 here in Newcastle County, and all of them have wonderful outdoor spaces. So I can list them up for you.
Let's do it.
So Winter,
yes,
Nemours,
mm-hmm.
Hagley,
mm-hmm.
and Mount Cuba.
Okay. We've been to the first 3. We haven't been to Mount Cuba yet.
Mount Cuba is wonderful. What sets that apart from the others is it's dedicated to native plants. And I like to say it's really zen, because it's forest, it's ponds, it's meadows, so it's a great place to go, check out native plants and just kind of chill.
So when you're talking about the other 3, Winter is just amazing. I think that takes a couple of days to see the whole thing.
Yes, so the home has the largest collection of American decorative arts in the U.S., but it also has really expansive gardens, as you know, because you've been there.
Yeah.
But in addition to the gardens, they actually have hiking trails beyond that, and I just explored those for the first time last year. It's really nice.
It's kind of like you can come for the weekend and plan one day going through the museum to see any of the permanent exhibit is amazing. Now they have Almost Unknown. Have you seen this?
Yes, so that completely exceeded my expectations.
Oh my goodness.
So what that is it's about an African American who wrote an essay. This is an actual essay about what a museum dedicated to African American life would look like back in the 1800s. And this is the first time that it's been brought to life through artifacts and also through kind of immersive experiences. Yeah. You could almost picture yourself being an enslaved person and trying to escape, because they have that wood scene that has a little bit of movement. I thought it was really breathtaking and moving. It's a great exhibit.
We had a member of the crew ask the guest curator, Jonathan Michael Square, if he were an Imagineer, because it's that level of just grandeur and imagination, and it's lighting, it's mood, it blew our minds, and that's coming later in the season, but yeah, just amazing. So shifting to Hagley, Hagley has a lot going on.
Yeah, so Hagley is where the DuPont story in the U.S. started. That was their first family home, and that is where the gunpowder mills that started the big corporation that exists today were located. They also have Nation of Inventors, and I think you've done a show on that too, which is all the patent models. They're really cool. One of my favorite ones is something that a duck hunter would use, and it has little swans on each end, and they put their place for their feet in the boat. Yeah. But these were actually inventions that they had to file with the patent office, so they're miniatures of what would actually often become the invention.
So after you hit Winter and Hagley, there's Nemours, and that's just so gorgeous. I know on the grounds they have a recreation of the Temple of Love in Versailles. It's so beautiful outside.
Yeah, I would say that's one of the least known.
Yeah.
but one of the most amazing and the one that exceeds the expectations the most. And what I like about it too is it still looks pretty much exactly like it did when the DuPonts lived there.
Yeah.
So it's very authentic.
And they change the exhibits throughout the year depending upon the holidays. It's beautiful for Christmas, but they change the seasons, they change the exhibits that they have, but it's like a living house.
Yes.
When you go. It has a bowling alley in the basement.
Yes, it does.
It certainly does.
And a water bottling facility.
Really? Oh, that's right. That's right. Wow, it's just amazing when you think about all the history that the DuPonts have left behind for us to, kind of like get a little peek into the past. But if you're excited about peeking into the future, getting a cute outfit while you're here, definitely the shopping here can't be beat.
No, and one of the largest, most comprehensive places to go shop is the Christiana Mall complex. And like you said, it's tax-free shopping.
Yeah.
So people come from all over to shop there for that reason.
And there's a connection to Charles Barkley?
Yes. Did you know that Charles Barkley named his daughter after the Christiana Mall? Her name is Christiana.
I didn't know that. Is he a clothes horse or something?
I have no idea. I think the rumor is he was just riding by and saw the name Christiana Mall and it struck him.
He said it's kismet. So there are a couple of restaurants that we want to talk about real quickly. Bardea has a new place, is that right?
Yeah, it's Roost Pub and Kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
It's an elevated gastropub. It's a great place to go watch football, soccer, whatever is your sport. They've got some great display TVs, and it just opened in early June, so it's not been open very long.
So we got to go check it out.
Definitely.
One of the first. Quickly, there's a spa opportunities here as well.
So we've got Curry.
Okay.
There's 2 Curry locations. One's down at the riverfront, the other's within the Hotel DuPont.
Okay. The
And then there's a really nice spot, the Inn at Montchanin, which the Inn at Montchanin also has a DuPont connection. That used to be the Gunpowder Mill Workers' residence, but they've got a really nice restaurant. It's a nice place to stay too.
So both of them would be, you could stay, do the spa, go to the DuPonts, go to the museums, go get some beer, go to the riverfront, watch a drone show, baseball game, and then collapse of exhaustion back at the hotel.
Yes, that is a very full few days.
Well, Jen, thank you so much. We always appreciate you coming on the show
You're
and helping
welcome.
us out.
I love to be on the show.
Absolutely. We'll be right back. I told you your hand was going to get tired from writing down all these great ideas. Make sure you follow us on Facebook so that if you visit any of them, we can see all the fun you're having. Now, here are some other things you might want to check out. For more information on any of the activities or events we talked about, you can check out visitwilmingtonde.com. That'll do it for this week's episode of the 302. We are going to leave you with some beauty shots of the Kalmar nickel. Until next time, I'm Jackie Ferris. Tell them you saw it on the 302.